Hello, everyone. And it is 8 p.m. in New Zealand, 8 a.m. in Zagreb, and 3 p.m. in Singapore, where Gita is. Uh,
Hi.
I brought in Gita today for a very short intro because she's running to fetch her kids from school afterwards. But she has an interesting story. So maybe we can just like quickly say her name and introduce ourselves. Who wants to start?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Just to start. Hello, my name is Martina, and we are from Malidom. Probably you heard the organization in Zagreb, Croatia. Happy to have you here and to hear your story.
What is your professional background, Martin? Are you
I'm a special education teacher.
special education teachers? Okay. Yes. Hello.
So, good morning, good evening, and
Good afternoon.
good afternoon. My name is Nikolina Majdak. I'm also a special education teacher, and I'm working at Malidom Zagreb.
Hi, my name is Marina. I'm also special education teacher, and I also work here with my colleagues at Malidom.
Okay.
And I would just like to say that Barbara is sick, so she won't come today. And Nives is also in group with kids, so I think she won't be able to connect, just so that you know.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, that's a good thing. Send the recording and they can watch it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Sanada.
Yeah, and hello, I'm Senada, and I also work in Malidom. I'm a special education teacher, early interventionist. So yeah, that's it.
So my daughter Melissa taught all these lovely people Pictability training last year. Melissa actually went to Zagreb, and tonight she's not here. She says she's also going to watch the recording. She wishes everyone a great session. It's her 36th birthday tonight, so we're going to let her party. And
Maybe we can sing to her. Sorry.
yeah, I would love that. At the end, maybe we sing.
Yeah. Okay. In Croatian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. And Gita, over to you. Can't wait to hear your story.
Okay, hi, my name is Geeta. I live in Singapore, and I've been here for a decade now. I have two kids, age 10 and 7. My older one is autistic, and that marks my entry into this special needs world. Coming to Pictability and Now and Next, last year around this time, or maybe a bit earlier, I joined the Now and Next course as a parent who was struggling a bit, and the Singapore chapter is run by two of my class moms, special need fellow moms, and they were like, come join. And so that was it was a difficult year, and as you all know, this journey is not for the weak. And I remember at that point I was feeling overwhelmed with a lot of things, all the therapies and all the behavioral issues that come in with adolescents and whatnot, right? So basically, when we started the course, the first thing that we get in the course was Pictability. So besides Pictability, the other tools also helped me in the course of my thing. But my main introduction to Now and Next was Pictability, and the first first thing was goal setting. So I remember I remember feeling so overwhelmed that there was this family goal, there was a child related goal, and there was a personal goal. And in my personal goal, I tell Anik all the time, in my personal goal, I wrote having a cup of tea in the morning. That was all I had. Like that was the level that's all I could think about myself. In my head, there was not much space for myself. And I clearly remember that feeling of, the overwhelm, the exhaustion, and I mean, it was that part of time, like that point in time. But then what happened was, so the group, right, they hold you accountable. So the next week you meet, they'll ask me, did you have a cup of tea every morning? Did you allocate 5 minutes in the morning for yourself? Go to the window, have a cup of tea. And there's an Excel sheet that I'm really scared of, but they hold us accountable for each and every goal that we commit to. Small or big, it doesn't matter. Like all of us had very different goals, and some of them had bigger. Mine was like, for family kid, it was okay. But for me, it was just a cup of tea. And that was revelatory because that's when I realized that, I could have some goals for myself. I could sort of separate myself from this special needs mom persona and start thinking about my goals. It's sort of like someone gave me the freedom to do that. And it's not very unusual to get lost in your child's goals, especially when you have all these therapists and all the teachers talking to you. And there's always so much work to do when it comes to doing all this. So slowly that goal setting, I saw how much difference it made. Even that cup of tea, I tell you, it really transformed the morning mood in our house. Because if I am calm, everybody else is calm, and then we have a quieter morning. So we realized that this goal setting was really powerful. And I also understood that it doesn't have to be a big goal. It doesn't have to be like speaking sentences. It could be like a couple of words this week. So that's how we, as a family, then we started setting goals together. We did that exercise together. I remember one of our goals was going on family treks in Singapore, wherever we have, because my family enjoys nature walks. So every second Saturday of a month, we committed, let's go on something. And then slowly this goal setting became part of our thing. And it's something that we always, if we made it exciting like that, so, there's some dopamine at the end of it. So we've achieved something. And we also had a few other tools from Now and Next, but since this is about Pictability, I'll just stick to it. So this goal setting sort of got me started thinking about my passion, like what do I want to set goals for myself. And I've always been passionate about the financial independence of women. So slowly I gave myself permission to get into my own goals and passions. So right now I run an international organization that I am just back from a class, actually. I teach women to handle financial independence and how they can equip themselves with various. So right now it's small because it's just me, but I'm planning to go back to India in this summer and launch a few workshops for women and children there, young girls, young teenage girls. So none of this would have happened if I hadn't set that early morning tea goal, because that slowly led me to believe that I can have dreams, that I can follow my passion. And it also helps my family that when they see me working towards a goal, I see that they're also, I don't know, motivated or encouraged. I don't know the right word, but
You're modeling goal setting.
Yes, because right now my daughter, she also has like goals. She's like, Mama, by next. So right now our family goal is I drop the kids at school and I pick them up. So right now my kids have set this goal where by March end, they'll go to school by themselves. So all I have to do is put them on the public bus and they want to handle from there. I'm little nervous, but we've been working like, we've broken that goal down into various steps, and we have these smart watches in their bags to track them. So I'm still taking precautionary, but it's the point, like so that is our goal for the March season. And then we have goals coming up next couple of months. So I really, honestly, even my kids the more they see me working towards a goal and achieving goals and reaching big or small, it doesn't matter. Some days my goal was just to get the room cleaned or something. We don't judge there. It's something very small, and that's something we can all celebrate. Another family goal I remember that has made a huge difference is we are so used to our busy lives in Singapore. Like our timings are so, like my husband comes after 7. I'm here, but I'm busy with my work. So we've sort of kept that every Friday night we go out together, have a couple of meals together, and then we go for a walk. So that sort of become a family routine. So now no longer it's our goal, it's part of our family culture or whatever. Every Friday night no matter what, we don't schedule anything. So
So Geeta, are you saying that you just got used to the idea of setting a small goal, setting a goal, achieving? That's
yes.
That's
And
what I wanted to bring to you today, because yeah,
yes.
if a mom says, I just want to have a cup of tea in the morning, we might say, but actually what the brain neuroscience shows us is that once we start achieving goal, like whether it's dopamine or other chemicals in the brain, we just get used to it. We know that it's possible, and then very quickly we can get to much bigger goal. That is what we see again and again and again. But in traditional early intervention setting, usually people focus on the goals for the child. And if there's too much focus for the goal on the goal for the child, then there is little space for the parent to to step in and also work towards goals for the child. Because of course we want, yes, it's really great for the parents to have their own goal and to achieve those goals, but the reason why we insist that the goal for the parent is there is because it sets a mindset in the parent's head that yes, I can achieve goals not just for myself but also for my family and for my child. So, and that I think that is where the place where you want to reach in early intervention, because you don't see that you're the only ones that are going to work on the goals. It's not possible, right? We want the parents to step in and say, yes, we're going to be active participants. And why I wanted, I mean, Gita's story is familiar to me because that's what it's a mechanism that I haven't yet fully explained, but we noticed it. So I wanted you to see and follow up on your pictabilities and see where a parent, where a parent starts and where they get to. And you were mentioning also that your daughter takes an active part in.
Yeah. So now another goal. Yes, we were actually working last year when we were doing the Pictability, we were working on advocacy because I am someone who was slightly, I'm intimidated by the whole, standing up for this. I mean, it's not introverted, but it doesn't come easily to me. So advocacy as a family was one of our main goals. So we slowly started doing small things that you advocate, like say we take the public bus back home and my son is he's stimming in the bus, he's singing to himself, and there's a lot of kids around because it's noisy, he's stimming to comfort himself. And one of my daughter's friends, she was like, what's wrong with your brother, what's going on? And she's like, it's okay, he is fine, he's just calming himself down. And that's because she saw us doing a couple of days ago, explaining to a friend, it's okay, he does that to calm himself down. And slowly she picked up on the fact that, we advocate for our son who on the best days he can tell it himself, but on some days he can't. And that's when sometimes she even goes and fights with her. Like they had like a student council where they have to give a speech to get elected or what. She's like, I want the school to have more sessions where, they have like pathways, like neurotypical kids and neurodivergent kids. We need more time to go and play with them. I don't think we are having enough time to walk across to that building and, play with them. So I want the school to give us more time. I mean, she didn't win, but then she said, next year I'll run, but I still want this thing addressed. I know they have to give us, we'll fight for it. But I see that it's, this goal setting and what we do at home, the kids also even my Krish, or my son as well, though he doesn't understand the concept of goals, he understands the concept of working towards something. So we do use a bit of reward charts here and there, but it's not mandatory. But then we all right now we work towards something, and then Friday night we go out, and it's become like part of our family thing that we are all better for it. Like this year, I'm in a much better space, much better family mood around us. Last year was very hard for me. That's why I always say thank you for now and next, because somehow it came to me at the right time when I needed it.
Thank you, Gita. Thank you what you've described, and thank you. We're going to let you go now because I don't want you to be late for your kids. So
Thank you so much.
thank you for
Thank
your-
you.
And I'll
Bye.
see you
Thank you,
next
everyone.
week in
Thank you.
Singapore.
Thank you
so
for
much.
sharing. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you.
Next week, Gita and I are going to teach an organization in Singapore, just like
Yes.
our. So I'll see you next week. Thank you
See you
so much.
next week. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
So yeah, what was amazing is what we wanted to show here with the session is that creating goals and achieving goals creates a ripple effect. It's got a dynamic. And when I work with organizations, I've often seen that organizations, I don't know what Malidom does, so this is not to you, but I'm just saying, people often concentrate, they want to write their IEP or their document, and they focus very much on the goal on the children, and they focus very much on what they have to do as professionals, which is important. But you're not the only one. What's important is when you make partnership with the parents, and the parents understand that they have this really important role to play, then you're gifting something for the family's whole life. Because now Gita knows, my family is, I'm the leader of my family, and my family is going to progress. So I don't know, that's what I thought would be a good story for you to hear. Okay.
Thank you. It is really a good opportunity to hear from a parent who went through. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm just going to see if I'm going to be challenged and if I can share my screen. So my first question, once I can locate my agenda, is to ask you if you have any questions or if there's any topics that you'd like to talk about today. Anything in specifically? Oops, have I lost?
Yeah, since last time, I think I didn't do much. I only had this idea of what's next after the meeting with the father and mother, right? And then the girl was sick and they were out. And then I said, because I'm not in the classroom, I don't see the father every day. And then I asked the classroom teacher who was at the meeting to ask to like a follow-up on how it's going. And then she said, she was sick and we didn't. And I see that the momentum a little bit went off as expected from the meeting, I mean. So how to make it more going, not to have it, as you said, not like, I wanted to ask this mother, how long did it take for them to like imprint this way of thinking? Because you need to kind of, after the meeting, to go and pursue this, you have to be pushy. And she said accountability, hold it responsible for the goals that they set, but they still didn't set the goals. We just talked about it, we just explored it. So my question was in this process of, for example, now it's 2 weeks since that meeting. It's a kind of, I feel, a very long period. Okay, the girl was sick, they were involved in that and couldn't think. So yeah, these are questions about the process. How would we now proceed?
So are you saying that you're waiting for the parents to set goals and send them to you?
No. I mean, how should we kind of our attitude be? Because we said, okay, let's think about they get this small assignment, as I mentioned last time, that they track the signs of when she's not content, and this is what teacher followed up, and they like didn't have. It's a kind of sometimes the parents were not used to this way, kind of a slip, to the old way, and we need to be a kind of persistent, right, to get the feedback. So I was just thinking about what would be the best way to proceed. Is it like the meeting and the next meeting, like we develop the goals together?
Yeah.
These kind of questions.
I would suggest to have a meeting with the parents again, and if they haven't made any recordings, that's fine. Then you model. You say, okay, at school we've seen X, Y, Z. These are the behavior. I mean, that's yeah. I think sometimes parents are too overwhelmed, and you just, in a meeting is when they'll be better. Does that make sense as a next step?
Yes. I wondered if you can give us some ideas on how to proceed. Yeah, but I understand the meeting. The next, we need to have a meeting together to set actually the goals.
Well, I think that when you say how to proceed, the thing is, if they're not making any observations at home, then what you need, there's your opportunity as a professional to model to them what it is. So say, this is how we noticed, and I would say that would be a good next step.
Okay, great, thank you.
And you obviously start the session by saying, these are your goals. This is what you wanted to talk about. You want to talk about communication, etc. So.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Just to be okay with that.
Sure. So, have you done more Pictability sessions? Yep. Senada says yes. You want to say something?
Yeah, I do with one family. First of all, I was doing with mother because she was alone with the kid at home, and she managed her goals for family, child, and personal goals. And then I asked father to do the same things, and he managed also his three
Wait, they were in the same session, together in the same session?
No, it was separate because it was not that time. It was
Father was working.
when mother was he was working. So we managed one session when father can do this. So yeah. And then when in that time when I was going through the Pictability with the father, there were both of them at home, and then we use this goal to action dashboard, and they set together some long-term goals, and we go through this all these elements and components through this list, and it was really interesting, and they are so actually relaxed, and because their together long-term goals was more free time. And then we set up the first step on this short-term goals is Sundays without therapists. And this was they come out this together, and it was funny because father is Canadian, and so he struggled with Croatian, and I struggle with English, but okay, we managed somehow, and they discovered this ability and resources we already have. They said, yeah, we have a car, and we can go on some vacation, and they really like to go some picnic or in the nature. And okay, and I was a little bit pushing. So okay, what you can do today, tomorrow. So they stick to these long-term goals, but I was pushing. Okay, but you can do it right now. And that was this meeting. This session was last Friday, and I say, okay, it's a weekend, so maybe weekend it's okay. And they say, yeah, okay, we can go. And then, yeah, they have a car and the skill I need, my family needs. So they say, okay, mother said, okay, I have to be more relaxed, and I have to just decide that just go somewhere in woods, in nature. And then this part for skills my child needs is they set first together that they want that her child sit alone, so that she can feed better. They can go with this nosilitka, kak? Ne, ono,
Honest, yeah.
hang, yeah, so that they don't have to go with the
Pram.
chair or so, yeah. And because the stable of the head is better, and this is the goal for child. And okay, and challenge to environment to support this goal. They will go more out of the from the flat, because they're always in the flat, and they exercise and do all this work. But the first step is, okay, maybe we just go outside and do something. And and then she can for example, she can sit on this fitting chair. So they come out for so many opportunity, and examples how they will set their goals, so they have some ideas how she can eat better. And so, and then the people or agency finding that can help, and they conclude that they don't need any help, that can do this by themselves and alone. And so and they found that this goal for bring them an independency and well-being and connection and new challenges and belonging, of course. And they see that this routine, that there are too many in routine, and that they won't be more relaxed and spontaneous, and so that they have that they can be more flexible in daily life.
Did they enjoy using the goal to action dashboard?
Yes, it was really fun, because they are
Into each other.
communicate, talk to each other, and in this conversation, they are really relaxed for first time. And the father says, yeah, maybe you are too messy, because in the when we have this goal to this dashboard, mother feeds the child, and father writing down the goals. So and he said, okay, you are so messy, I don't like it. But it was so fun and relaxed, and really family, first time family atmosphere. So how they are in the time when I'm not there. So When I come on, this is so official and we have something to do. But in this meeting, this session was really relaxed and
Right.
so it was really, for them, it was really great. And my next step for this is, for example, that we and I mentioned them that it's my proposal, so that we next time go through this individual educational plan and set these skills that child already have for all developmental area. So, but I will ask them to say me, and I will write it down. And there, so from this, I see only this goals that they want the independence of sitting of the child, but not other developmental area. So my question is now that here we need some, as a professional, I need some modeling through these goals that we.
Are you saying that you think that there should be more goals for the child in terms of development? Is that what you're saying or not?
Yes.
Okay, so great.
I let him. Okay, I really didn't interrupt
Yeah.
anything, and it's really nice goal. I love it, and it's great. And I think they really now strengthening that they go alone with these goals, and that they have really much skills and courage and ability to do really daily daily activity to support development of their child. But my question always in my head, so we didn't collaborate all developmental areas, for example, cognition, communication. Yeah.
Okay,
And
I just want to take a little time out because
yes,
I want to hear from Marina and from Nicolina if they also want to talk about something today, so that we divide our time. Is there something you want to share with us?
Me personally, no, because I didn't did the
Didn't have an
next
opportunity
session.
to do
I'm planning also in the early intervention with mom of child. I already have a few meetings with them. I don't want to rush into that meeting, and I will wait, because the next week I'm first going in their home, and then I will ask them if they want. So I'm just preparing the.
I just want to make sure that no one is sitting there with, oh, I have a question, and then the hour is finished. And then, how about you, Marina?
It's
Anything?
okay. We can hear
You're fine?
Senada story today.
Okay, you're fine. Okay, good. So back to Senada. So I've got Senada, and then afterwards I've got a few points that I wanted to talk about. It's in a slide presentation. So the one thing that I would like to ask you, one thing is, through a goal that people make, we can always bring in other areas. So for instance, one of the things that we like to write in the first square of the goal to action, remember it's all the abilities and resources that we have. One of those things should also be the strength of the child connected to the goal that we want to achieve. So they would have done the astronaut picture, and they would have. Do you remember, Senada, some of the strength of the child? I don't want to put you on the spot. You may not.
yes, they.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Tell
They
me what
have it.
they are. Tell me what they are.
So mother says that the child has high emotional intelligence, that she is full of energy, that she is so joyful, and consistent and izdržljiva. Persistent. And persistent.
Persistent, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And društvena. Sociable and sociable.
Okay.
That is the mothers. And father says that she has good temperament and mood, and she sleeps well and very well. She likes swimming, and eating is really her strength. So she likes to eat everything, not picky, he said. And he said for her that she is perseverance also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a good way to open up the discussion to bring in other developmental area would be to ask the question, okay, you've said we want more time out in nature. What amongst the qualities of your daughter would actually help you do that? So firstly, you have more momentum to achieve your goal because you're building on the strength of the child. So you said things like she's very active. So in what way is she active, Senada? Because I don't know her situation. Is she, you talked about the neck.
Yeah, she has a really rare syndrome. It's discovered from 2060, so not much more data about it. But she has all developmental delays, and she has visual impairments. So she has this nystagmus, and she was really low vision. Now it's really better with this visual stimulation. Exercising during day, and
So
yeah,
can
they
is
really
she immobilized? Can she walk? Can she?
no. She cannot sit by herself. She sit with support, and the control of head is it's better now, and she is 1 year old.
So
yeah.
okay. So for instance, but she likes swimming.
Yes, because they go on swimming therapy by Holovik, and they go with her
So is
weekly.
that swimming for her, or do they get in the water also?
For her.
Yeah. So for instance, like you want to
But parent and child is together in the swimming pool.
in the water. Okay.
Yeah, in the water. Yeah.
So then you can open up the discussion and say, what are her qualities? What are her strengths that would help you achieve your goal? What can she already? So if she can't sit by herself, what is it that she can do by herself? And then you can build from there. So for instance, I hear you, maybe I'm wrong, but I hear you saying, again, my expertise, we should be looking at this milestone, that milestone, right? Are you looking at, yeah. So maybe that's the way to bring in and say, okay, if we go out in a forest, maybe she can play a little bit in the sand, and maybe she can crawl a little bit, So this is how you bring your expertise into that whole situation through the goal to action. Because you bring her strength, and then you said, okay, strength that my child needs to learn, and that could be, then you could say, the next milestones that we're going to work for would be A, B, C. Okay, and then you can say, which one would you like to start with? But they're still doing their goal. Their goal is
yeah. This is my mission, because is this my goal or their goal? So yeah, okay.
No, it
so
is their
I
goal.
can give some opportunity or suggestions, and then ask them, okay, what will you choose?
Exactly.
Is that you saying? Okay.
So I think that
Okay.
when you mesh really well your expertise, because you have something to offer, and that's why we when we say about Pictability is Pictability should free you from having long conversations and just get close quicker to the point. So, because you're working with their goals. So yeah, they really want to have some days without therapies. And I so understand, But
Yes.
I also had a father come to a conference, the very first conference that we did in Sydney. And he said, we just can't go anymore to so much physiotherapy and all. But finally, we found a physiotherapist who told us that walking on the beach is good for our daughter. It's good for her development body. So we take her to the beach and we all have a good time. Yes, we will do physio as well, but the
Yeah.
physio is smart, and she told us there's all these things that you can do. So here's exactly what I want to give you as an example, is that your goal is always to get the parents more and more involved, because next year or in the 2 years, you're gone out of the picture and they are still with
Yeah.
it. Well, they need to carry on that leadership role. So
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
teaching them slowly, but it's through their goals. So it's exciting for them. We're doing it because that's what we want to do. We want to be in nature. Okay, now let's choose some of the activities, so
Yeah,
finally,
it was great. Yeah, because they really have control in this, because the father is writing down, and yes, I was there to push a little bit. So come on, please. Because they start, I don't know, I really okay, and I am professionals, and they cannot say we don't need you. I really, it's enough, and yeah, it's because it's from, so this trajati duration. So this therapy duration almost whole year, and it's really enough. And the goal
when
is
you when
now
you
that
when you say to them, Senada, when you say to them, yeah, this is a great goal, I love it, yes, you should have more
yeah,
freedom. Yes, you should. Okay, so then here they come with their energy. And now, okay, there's a few things that we could do with our goal, and
yeah,
we could help our daughter. You cannot believe how, when this father came on the stage, he was talking to a whole audience of parents. And he said, our physiotherapy has given us back some holidays because we go to the beach and we know that this is good for her. So she walks, so we make her walk on the sand, we make her walk on little stones, and we play games with her. And then we come back and we report to physio. This is what we've done.
there you go. Yeah. Yeah, but I just at Friday, I could not. I just stopped
Commit.
myself.
They didn't
Yeah,
commit.
and I leave them this feeling. Okay, we can do whatever you like. So, and I hope that that they go at some vacation, and I really look for it this week, how this goes, and then we can go, because they really clearly that they are full, the schedule is full, and yeah, when the fathers make some goals, and he really struggled, because in the medical system they have some regular controls, and he looked at me and he said, it is so I can't take it anymore, so we must go every 3 months, go there to physiatrist or neuropediatrist and ophthalmologist. So it's really bright,
Intense.
yes, net of specialists. And then he looked at me and he said, but it's nonsense, because every time that we came there and they say, okay, we see everything go well, and we see it at 3 months, and then three months we have to go in this hollow room and wait for 2, 3, 4 hours, and it's
Nothing
sick of
happens. Nothing
this. Nothing happens. So
Yeah.
in this, so then I asked them, okay, what you can ask the physiatrist or orthoped or neuropediatrist? How can you ask them? Do you to prorijediti, kako da to kažem?
What are you contributing to this family? Senada,
Make it more less so that they can go to the control every 6 or 8 months, for example. And he said, yeah, okay, I can ask that, for example. Yeah. So these little things, yeah.
What I wanted to say is a really good, I wanted to share with you a few ideas about Pictability and our curriculum. So it fits really well with what you're saying. So I just want to
Okay. Say please.
So
sorry,
it's good. So by embedding Pictability into your family-centered interventions, you can empower parents, foster self-determination, and create meaningful outcomes that align with each family unique vision of their child and their goals. Yeah. So there are 6 ways to integrate Pictability into your family-centered intervention. Let's see what they are. The first 2 you've already done. Okay, so you use Pictability as a strength-based conversation starter. You've all told me that, oh yeah, that's actually, people start a conversation and sometimes they bring in ideas that they hadn't before, so introduce Pictability as a future-focused tool. It's not necessarily problem-solving, but we're looking into the future. We encourage parents to reflect on their child's strength and dream for their child and family. We use open-ended questions. So what do you think about this? Or, when is the next time? Or, so it's not a yes or no question about what matters to them. Then you facilitate a collaborative vision setting session, which is doing Pictability. Give parents time to explore the visual cards, etc. Encourage both parents, family members to participate. You've done all that, okay? Help families prioritize aspiration, break them into achievable goals. So what are the others? There's another 4 that I want to discuss with you. Firstly, how do we link Pictability outcomes to actionable early intervention strategy? And that's exactly what you talked about now. So we're going to talk. Then there is using Pictability as an ongoing reflective tool. So we'll talk about that. Train and empower parents as self-advocate. Gita talked about that. Embed Pictability in your team practice with interdisciplinary practitioners. So this is number 3. The first 2 you've done already. So how do we link Pictability outcomes to some actionable early strategy? So we're supporting parents in mapping out next step using available services and community resources. So in this case, it could just be a forest. So, they want to go to a park of a community resource. And then that's what you try to do, Senator. We said, I want to try to map it out. When can you do it? Okay, it doesn't necessarily always work on the first time, but you'll see afterwards whether they've done it or not. Or at the end, they also said, actually, even getting out of the flat would be a step forward, right? So that's that they're looking into the future. You align your intervention strategies with the family goals. So sometimes people would say, well, your child next developmental milestone would be A, B, C, and that's what we want to work on as a center. But you can actually use Pictability, which is in the goal to action, to do the opposite. So you'd get to the same place because we need your expertise. You have tremendous expertise. You know what those milestones are. You know what different domains should be looked at. You know that she needs to have different intervention, but you can direct the parents through their Pictability goals, through what they said they want to do. Okay, and you help our families identify small daily action at home that move them towards their vision. So, for instance, if you say, well, we want to plan, family plan, we want to go out. So they didn't exactly know where they would go out, right? They didn't say exactly where. They said, we'll go out. Did I understand correctly what you said? Yeah. So, and even a small first step could be, what could you make a list? Like, what are the possibilities? Is it, if they have a list of 3 places, that's already a step, because now they can see, oh yeah, we could go here, we could go here, as opposed to we could go somewhere. So it's just helping them get into daily action, some things that they can do at home that would move towards their vision. So there you are, Sanada, you're into number 3 already. You're linking Pictability outcome with actionable strategies. The next thing that we can do also, which is something that Martina might be able to do, because she talked about she's going to meet the parents again. We can use Pictability as an ongoing reflective tool. So yes, we've done Pictability some time ago. Which goals did you want to work on? How was it? Which one? How, so in this case, Martina can say, if they say, well, we haven't had time to make our list, Martina can say, okay, here's what we've observed here. Do you see this at home? So you just open up the discussion here and you help them reflect. Which also means that you can celebrate achievements and modified plan based on the evolving needs. So you totally can celebrate an achievement and say, well, at the center, we noticed that she was able to answer yes or no to a specific question. When we showed her 2 things, she was able to point to 1 thing. So then now you're teaching parents the strategy. And, but still, help families navigate the challenges by focusing on the strength and the resilience of the family and the strength, especially of the strength of the child. So for instance, Senada, if the parents like the outdoors, you can also ask them, what outdoors, where have you loved going to the outdoors? It could be in Canada, it could be in Croatia. And if you get them to ask them that question, they reconnect with what it is that they really love, and that reconnects them with that energy, and that will bring them forward to their next step. Oh yes, we went there with her before she was born. Now we can go with her, etc. So that's the number 4 strategy, using Pictability as a reflective tool. It's interesting that Gita talked about being a self-advocate, because I hadn't known that about her. I didn't, but it is absolutely something that parents can do through Pictability, because they get insights through Pictability. Oh, I can do this. I'd like to do that, and then Gita was talking about the fact that that by doing some goals at home, then she was a role model to her other daughter, her husband. So they, as a family, they started doing goals, So that's that is, and then afterwards they started advocating, even though she said doesn't come to me naturally, but I was able to say, well, I need this, my son needs this, So it's interesting, because now she's seen the goal, she's formulated goals for her child, and now she says, okay, well, I'm going to go and get it now. Sometimes you're lucky you have a therapist that can help you, and some other times you have to fight with the school to get something for the child. So it's important to give parents the feeling that, totally they can do it. But some parents are, they come to you, you would know that. Sometimes they come in overwhelmed, deflated, and then, it's the best way is to actually reconnect them to the energy, the forest that they like going, or, reconnect to that energy. And also, another thing that's important is to connect parents with other groups, other people in a group, to reinforce their goals. So that's what we do. I don't know how much you do group programs, but that's what the Now Next program that Gita was talking about. It's important because at the end of the day, I'm a psychologist. So at the end of the day, it can't be all on me. Definitely not. And the parents have to, they can draw from each other. In fact, when parents meet together, they say, and if there's a lecture from a professional, and then there's discussion time amongst the parents, you can ask them. I bet you that they said the time that the part of the workshop that they like the best is when they talk to each other. That's for us, it's always time and time again. And that's why we always build in a time when they talk to each other. And why is this so important? Because they mustn't develop a dependency to a professional. It's not a good idea. But if they develop any kind of, it's not a dependency, but they develop confidence that they can get help from their peers, they can get good ideas from other parents. And that is good because that will take them through life. So empower parents as self-advocate, that would be 5. And number 6, that's something that I'd like to talk about if it's interesting to you, like how does this your knowledge with Pictability can get embedded in interdisciplinary team practice. So Melissa just told me the other day that she went to an IEP meeting with a school, and I'll let her tell the whole story another time, but she went with an OT, and she had done Pictability with the mother before, and the mother came to the IEP, and even though she was not the type of mother to, like, talk about the goals of a child, it was clear to her because she had done Pictability before. So she came to the IEP and she said, these are the goals I want to work with. And, it gave a completely different tone to the IEP. So I'll let Melissa tell that story. But how, and the OT that was there said, wow, that was a really good session because, again, like, isn't it your dream that you go to a session like this and the parent takes lead and said, these are the things we want to achieve as a family? If you get the parent to that place, you have won as a professional. You really have, succeeded. So that's for me the best possible scenario. So how people can, from different disciplines, can integrate Pictability principles. I talked before about physio, about OT, about speech therapists. And if you can use Pictability, so the shared framework, Pictability is strength-based psychology, positive psychology. So if that's a framework that you can talk about with other people in your organization, that, obviously it's best to support families. And also it promotes a consistent language. So, when we talk about the parents achieving their goals, that just presents, the best possible solution for, it's already past the hour. Sorry. Thank you. So for next time, you guys are going to do more Pictability. You've got all the kits now? Yeah?
We do. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure if we're gonna do, how many?
Even one. I mean, we just need to talk about one. So, and also I wanted to tell you that if you wanted a session just with me or just with Melissa, that's totally possible. You can email, okay? Because sometimes you may not want to discuss things as a team. That's fine. I'm happy to give a one-on-one session if people want.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you, Annika.
See you next time.
I'll
See you next time.
In April. Yeah.
Okay, can you share us this PowerPoint presentation?
Yep, I'll share it
Yeah.
with
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Next
Bye.
time, Melissa will be. How do you say happy birthday in Croatian?
Yeah.
Yeah, good to. Okay, maybe we can sing just shortly.
Sretan rođendan ti.
Sretan rođendan ti. Sretan rođendan
Melissa. Sretan rođendan ti.
Happy birthday, Melissa.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.